joins us now. Good morning to you, Mark.
Good morning, Ainsley. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. What do we know about this judge, and how do you expect it to go today?
Well, I'm very proud to lead this effort. Our lawyers will be arguing in front of him. I learned a long time ago not to predict what a judge will do, but the fact that he was willing to issue a temporary restraining order and tell the Biden administration to stop and pump the brakes is a good sign that he is inclined to rule in our favor. As I said, you can't guarantee anything, but we're doing everything we can to personally argue in federal court today that what the Biden administration is doing is not only reckless, but it's inconsistent with federal law, and therefore Title 42 has to remain in place. Otherwise, we are setting up the southwest border for the greatest invasion since the Alamo.
Yeah, this is a big decision today. How critical is this for our country?
Well, we start to lose track of the numbers, and we've talked before about more than 100,000 Americans have died of fentanyl and drug overdoses because the cartels have seized control of our southern border. If Title 42 is lifted, it is estimated, the Biden administration's own estimates, 18,000 people a day will be entering our country illegally. And that's literally like the equivalent of a basketball arena every single day coming over. It's overwhelming our social services. It's overwhelming our border communities. And so there's a great fiscal cost, but there's also this toll in human lives that's being paid as a result of the failure of Joe Biden and Secretary Mayorkas.
Yeah, we're only 10 days away from the lifting of Title 42. What's happening in Mexico? I remember reading an article in The Hill, and they said that they sent a reporter down there to talk to folks in Mexico, and they were saying, we know this is being lifted. We're all planning just a big rush on that day.
Yeah, we hear reports about caravans and more people coming in. And the reality is if you talk to people that have entered the country illegally, they think that Joe Biden and the Democrats are welcoming them. One of the other lawsuits we have that's related to this lawsuit is the Biden administration wants to allow DHS to grant asylum to people that don't have legal status, which is also a radical departure, removing that from the hands of federal immigration judges. So what the Biden administration is essentially doing, Ainsley, is incentivizing people to come here, and they're decriminalizing it, and now they essentially are going to allow DHS to grant asylum. That is de facto amnesty. So this is really unprecedented in the history of the United States, and it really is a catastrophe. It is a giant man-made tidal wave crashing on our shores.
Well, I know you're arguing in front of this federal judge today. When will we know the decision?
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. And I think the judge appreciates and knows that we need some certainty on, and, shame on the left for trying to intimidate judges. We're seeing that all over the United States. And my hope is, in my prayer, that the federal judiciary will continue to be that independent bulwark against the tyranny and the folks that don't believe in our Constitution.
Okay, so we probably won't know results today, right?
We might, Ainsley. I mean, you just never know. I mean, he ruled very quickly last time. I mean, he essentially said from the bench that he was going to grant the TRO, and then it was just a matter of getting that written order in place a day or two later. So we could have some information by the end of the day.
Okay, Mark. Well, let us know, please. Thank you so much. This will be breaking news.
Thank you, Ainsley. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.